WBAY TV, your first alert station. Action 2 News at 5 starts now.
Sus recuerdos siempre van a vivir conmigo. Yo como mamá estoy con el corazón roto en este momento.
I have my heart broken in this moment. Her memories will live with me forever.
Good evening. Bill is off. Heartbreak from a grieving mother. 4 of her children have died after a head-on collision with a wrong-way driver over the weekend. 47-year-old Scott Farmer of Nina is the suspected driver of the pickup, which crashed into the SUV with 4 siblings inside. Waupaca County authorities were called to the scene on Highway 10 in the town of Waupaca around 9:13 on Saturday night. 3 died in the crash. A 4th died at the hospital. Farmer appeared in court following his arrest today and is now charged with 4 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle, a count of operating while intoxicated, which was a repeated offense, and a count of operating while revoked, causing death. A cash bond has now been set for $750,000. Farmer is currently being held in the Waupaca County Jail. We begin team coverage tonight with reporter Jason Zimmerman. He spoke to family members right after the court hearing this afternoon. He is live in Waupaca tonight. Jason.
Cabby, this was a very emotional hearing with 23 members of the victim's family inside the courtroom. Afterwards, we heard from the mother and the stepdad, who are still struggling to deal with this horrific loss just days before Christmas. With family members still grieving outside of Waupaca County courtroom, Pastor Kurt Schilling and his wife Paulina described the loss of their 4 kids, asking that the alleged drunk driver, Scott Farmer, be held responsible to the fullest extent.
He took 4 people's lives in a reckless act, driving on a revoked license under the influence with vodka bottle sitting by his side. He should have had a Bible sitting by his side.
Farmer's being charged with his 5th offense, OWI, with the most recent being in 2019. The crash over the weekend killed 25-year-old Daniel, 23-year-old Fabian, 14-year-old Lillian, and 9-year-old Daniela, all with the last name Gonzalez. Their mother, who only speaks Spanish, is still in shock.
Sus recuerdos siempre van a vivir conmigo. Yo como mamá estoy con el corazón roto en este momento.
I have my heart broken in this moment. Her memories will live with me forever.
Pero siento
But I feel
que Dios está conmigo
that God is with me,
y Él me va a dar las suficientes fuerzas para seguir adelante.
and He will give me the strength I need to continue forward.
In court, a cash bond was set at $750,000, but the family and DA wanted $1 million for each life lost. Just before the crash, the 4 siblings were holiday shopping and had just eaten dinner at a local restaurant. They were about a mile or 2 from being home.
I'm not revengeful at all. I believe in forgiveness. But I can tell you this. He is a threat to the freedom and the ability to live in peace and pursue people's dreams when he disobeyed the laws that were before him.
The mother, Paulina, tells me she has 1 other child besides the 4 who were killed in this crash. Farmer, who fought police and first responders at the scene during his arrest, is due back in court on December 26 for further proceedings. Reporting live in Waupaca, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.
Jason, thanks. Communities across Waupaca County say they're feeling heartbroken tonight, including the Waupaca Fremont School District. Our Holly Brantley is there with more on how the community is reaching out. Holly.
Kimmy, people here tell me it's hard to put into words the impact of losing these 4 children, especially so close to Christmas. We are told all 4 of the Gonzalez children were either students or alumni of the Waupaca Fremont School District, one of them in elementary school. Now, friends and family say they are heartbroken over the loss of Daniel, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela Gonzalez. Lillian was in 9th grade and Daniela in 4th grade at Waupaca Fremont. The 2 older siblings worked on a dairy farm in Waupaca County. As people here deal with the impact of the loss, 2 GoFundMe pages have been set up to help the family with funeral expenses. The two accounts combined have raised more than $70,000 so far. We spoke with a cousin of the victims who set up a GoFundMe. He says he's grateful for the community wrapping their arms around them during this very difficult time.
Really, it's been very heartwarming, and we feel like, as you know, you were mentioning, having this community support, both from a very local and also from a very international perspective. Just having a community that embraces us during this very difficult time makes us, very, very thankful for that.
The Music Booster Club will also donate all of the proceeds from tonight's holiday concert to the family. Live in Waupaca, Holly Brantley, Action 2 News.
Holly, thank you. Once again, if you want to help the family, GoFundMe pages are set up to raise funds. You can find a link to those on our website, WBAY.com. Good evening. Bill is off tonight. The family of 4 siblings killed in a crash with a suspected drunk driver is facing another struggle tonight. They're trying to get loved ones here from Ecuador for the funerals. Daniel, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela Gonzalez died in the crash on Highway 10 in Waupaca last Saturday night. As we first alerted you, 47-year-old Scott Farmer of Nina was arrested in this case. He is charged with 4 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle, 1 count of operating while intoxicated, and operating while revoked, causing death. A criminal complaint indicates Farmer has 4 prior OWI convictions. He's now being held on a $750,000 cash bond. Jason Zimmerman sat down to speak with the family today about the situation they're dealing with.
At the home of Pastor Kurt Schilling and his wife Paulina, there's a memorial set up in the living room to honor their 4 kids killed in a horrific crash at the hands of an alleged wrong-way drunk driver. As friends and family visit to console each other, plans for funeral services remain on hold as a 5th child still living attempts to get permission to travel to the U.S. from Ecuador.
4 of 5 are gone and never will come back. The one that's left was the lead brother, Jorge, is beyond grief.
While Jorge's visa was denied during an interview Tuesday morning, the family is asking that his green card application be expedited due to a humanitarian crisis.
There was no legitimate reason to ever deny him in the first place as far as violations of laws or extending a visit too long or anything. So there's not been any reason, a criminal record or anything.
The family has been reaching out to elected officials for help, including Congressman Mike Gallagher. Besides the son, they're also asking that Paulina's granddaughter, the victim's biological father, and a few other relatives be allowed to attend the funeral as well.
Y prometo cumplir y hacerle cumplir las leyes.
And I promise that I will follow the laws and he will follow all the laws.
Y respetar como se merece.
And respect it as it should be, as it deserves to be respected.
We have so many obstacles, and we need them here like tomorrow. We need them here now, is what I'm saying. Like yesterday, I should have said. It's hard to even believe that those obstacles are in the way, but we're pleading the help of our elected officials to step in and advocate for us. We're confident that God will remove the mountains and use people to do it and make it happen.
I can also tell you that 25-year-old Daniel, who was pronounced legally dead, is being kept on life support as he prepares to donate all of his organs. This includes a cornea, which will go to a cousin who lost more than 80% of his eyesight. Reporting in Waupaca, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.
As Jason mentioned, the family is hoping lawmakers like Congressman Mike Gallagher can help in the dilemma. Spokesperson for Gallagher responded today saying, quote, "Our office is in touch with the family and relevant agencies about this case." End quote. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Bill is off tonight. Tonight, turning tragedy into the gift of life after that deadly crash over the weekend killed 4 siblings, Daniel, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela Gonzalez. One of them today became a hero by donating life. Action 2 News with team coverage once again. We begin with Jason Zimmerman, who was there for today's Heroes Walk in Nina. He joins us live to explain how Daniel Gonzalez is helping others across the country. Jason.
Cammy, that Heroes Walk took place at the hospital this afternoon, and the family tells me as bad as this tragedy was, there is one bright spot in knowing that 25-year-old Daniel's organs will potentially save some lives. After days of being on life support declared legally dead, 25-year-old Daniel Gonzalez left his hospital room on a journey to donate all of his organs to more than 100 people across the country. His mother, Paulina, who only speaks Spanish, says it's what her son would have wanted.
Que Daniel haga ese regalo para tanta gente que necesita, ya que él está, ya que alguien le apagó su luz.
I decided to make it so that Daniel could give these gifts, even though somebody else ended his life.
Y yo sé que Daniel va a encender muchas luces, mucha esperanza en algunas personas, más de 100 personas.
And although they turned off Daniel's light, we know that Daniel is going to be used to turn on the light of many other people.
As Daniel left the hospital, a Heroes Walk was held with family and friends, plus medical staff lining the hall, applauding his donation as he left the building to board a helicopter heading to Madison, where the organs will be retrieved.
I know it's almost Christmas, and many people across the country have really been grieving for our families as we are grieving, but we're not even close to losing hope. The Christmas message is about the love of God and Him coming to the world to care for people hurting, lost, struggling, and suffering, and just to show His great love for all of us.
Family says Daniel was a talented musician who played in a band and was a master of wind instruments.
We're incredibly thankful that my nephew Daniel will live on in his gifts that he's going to be giving to other people.
Yo sé que Daniel va a encender muchas luces.
And although they turned off Daniel's light, we know that Daniel is going to be used to turn on the light of many other people.
As reported yesterday, a cousin of Daniel who lives in the Baltimore area was set to receive his cornea. Today we're told that might not actually happen because there are some issues in finding the right doctor to perform that procedure. We will continue to keep you posted. Reporting live in Neenah, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.
Jason, thank you. Officials say more than 100,000 people across the U.S. are waiting for organ transplants, including 1,400 people from Wisconsin. Anyone over the age of 15 in the Badger State with a proper ID can register to be a donor, legally authorizing the gift of their organs, tissues, and eyes upon their death. You can sign up when you renew your driver's license or at the Wisconsin Donor Registry website. We do have a link at WBAY.com/links. Funeral arrangements for the 4 siblings killed in that Saturday crash in Waupaca County are set for next week. Daniel, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela Gonzalez killed by an accused drunk driver going the wrong way on Highway 10. Tonight, the family is working to get a 5th remaining child, Jorge, approved for a visa to attend the services. In a story you will only see on Action 2 News, Jason Zimmerman shows us their urgent plea to elected officials.
In a video given to Action 2 News, friends and family gather at the house of Pastor Kurt Schilling and his wife Paulina with a plea to elected officials. Bring Jorge home! Bring Jorge home! The family, now grieving the loss of 4 siblings, is asking the U.S. government to grant Paulina's only other living child, Jorge, who is in Ecuador, his request to attend the services.
And we've asked for lots of help. And some have tried, but we're still at a roadblock. And tonight, as you can see, I have a big family, and there are lots of people here with me, supporting me. But I need the government officials, lawyers, or whoever to really get this job done.
An immigration attorney is now working with the family, which has provided some hope.
Our attorney might reach out. He's going to do his best to contact Mike Gallagher, Senator Baldwin. And what we didn't do earlier, what he said they should have done, and what he's going to ask them to do, is contact the embassy in Ecuador. and let them know what's going on. And that seems like our best bet.
Funeral services have been set for Wednesday morning at 11 with visitation Tuesday from 4 to 7 at Waupaca Fremont High School. The site was chosen to accommodate what's expected to be a large crowd. The hope is this video will highlight the strong support of the community.
We didn't practice or anything. These people spoke from their heart. Bring Jorge back. That's all they said, but I think it says it all. We need him.
The family now realizes Jorge may not make it to Wisconsin in time for the funeral Wednesday, but they still say it's important he get here as soon as possible to grieve with his mother. Reporting in Waupaca County, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Cami has the night off. We begin with an update about this month's deadly wrong-way crash in Waupaca County. The man accused in the case, 47-year-old Scott Farmer of Neenah, faces 4 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle and charges a 5th OWI and driving with a revoked license. Jason Zimmerman was at today's hearing. He's live in Waupaca with more. Jason.
Bill visitation is now underway as people all across the area mourn the loss of the Gonzalez children here at Waupaca Fremont High School. This after the family attended another emotional court hearing this afternoon involving the alleged drunk driver. With Scott Farmer making his second appearance in Waupaca County Court, family members of Daniel, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela Gonzalez once again packed the hearing, demanding he be kept behind bars. Many also held up signs and displayed pictures outside.
Scott's decision has just destroyed the future of 4 beautiful lives and young people who did no harm to anybody but loved the world and loved people and brought a lot of joy and light into this world. So now he's affected his own family.
On Tuesday, Farmer told the judge he still doesn't have an attorney. So in response, the judge set further proceedings for January 9th and kept the $750,000 cash bond in place. Afterwards, Farmer's wife also spoke out, expressing her own grief over the horrible crash.
Even by telling them I'm truly sorry, I don't think it matters. They lost 4 children. I can't bring them back. I am truly sorry. Scott is truly sorry. He don't even know what to say.
The mother of the 4 kids, Paulina, who only speaks Spanish, says farmers should never be given the chance to drink and drive again.
Yo como madre,
Like a mother, as a mother,
no le tengo rencor al Señor,
I don't have any hate against him,
pero sí quiero cuidar
but I do want to take care
al resto de gente que
of the
nos
rest of the
rodea,
people that's surrounding us,
y que va a ser rodeado en caso que él tenga el
and
privilegio
that
de
will
salir
be
de aquí.
surrounded around whoever, when the person is released, if he is released.
Funeral services at the high school are scheduled to take place tomorrow morning at 11. The family also tells me tonight that efforts to bring home the remaining sibling, Jorge, to the United States from Ecuador have not been successful so far, but they are hoping that Jorge can be reunited with his mother at some point in the next several weeks. Reporting live in Waupaca, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.
An emotional service today for the family of 4 siblings killed in a wrong-way crash in Waupaca County. People from across the area coming to mourn the loss of Danielle, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela Gonzalez. In the first alert update, Jason Zimmerman was there as the family spoke about the lives lost.
Among those in the crowd, there was hardly a dry eye. It's a sight of 4 caskets containing the bodies of Daniel, Fabian, Lillian, and Daniela was difficult to sum up into words.
And it would have been easy for us, as it is for you, to hate the man who did this, to let our hearts be filled with anger and rage. But what good would that do for any of us?
The sibling stepfather, Pastor Kurt Schilling, led the service inside Waupaca Fremont High School, where relatives also spoke about the dreams and ambitions of all 4 kids.
Daniel and Fabian dreamed of being mechanics and owning their own house. Lillian had plans to become a school teacher, while Danielita dreamed to being a cheerleader.
The family also made another plea to elected officials as they try to get the one surviving sibling, Jorge, to the U.S. from Ecuador so he can grieve with his mother, Paulina.
No mother should ever go through what my dear wife, Paulina, has suffered. Going from a household of 6 to 2 in a second, to empty bedrooms where our children, stuff is there, but their souls and their joy and their laughter and their companionship is no longer with us.
The family tells me the 4 siblings will be buried in Ecuador. That is likely to happen in mid to late January. Reporting in Waupaca, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.